Hey Blazers, this episode is brought to you by Audible.com and the Amazon Company. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/Blaze Entertainment.
Or visit the sponsor and supporters links on our website at entertheblaze.com. With over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Now let's start the show.
No gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay it down, I'll try my heart. Though I know gold is not in her.
What's going on, Blazers? We're back with another episode of Blaze Entertainment. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the beautiful, the melanin proficient, Miss Free. What's up, girl?
You know, drinking my wine.
Oh, it's Blaze Entertainment Spotlight Edition.
Yes.
Sorry. Not regular show. We have a special guest on today. We usually stick with Pirate Media Network peeps and affiliates, but we have a special guest from the GWUN Network. And she is the host of E and Friends podcast. Miss Erica Jones, how are you, beautiful?
I am doing well. Thank you.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, tell us what you do, why you do it, and yeah.
All right. Well, of course, you guys already know my name is Erica Jones, aka It's Your Girl Model E. If you listen to my podcast, which was formerly Time for Some Action, now it is E and Friends podcast. Actually, the first episode of that will air on tomorrow, Wednesday, but you probably won't hear it, until later, after this episode is over. But I am Miss Got What You Need Podcast Network. How I started this podcast is my husband. We have this network, and actually, he started out doing the Time for Some Action pod, and after a year, he decided to do something else of his own. And so I was asked to, follow in and take over. At first, I really didn't want to do it, because I was more of the marketing and promotion and things of that nature. And so I finally decided to say yes. And I started doing podcasting, and I love it. And now I'm here.
Right. Cool. And tell us a little bit about your show.
Well, Eating Friends podcast is about, now it's just me hosting, and it's going to be with my friends. I'm going to have you guys to meet all my friends, and this podcast is unfiltered. Nothing is off limits. We talk about everything from life situations, some current events, of course, sex, more sex. We love sex on this show, and just kind of whatever comes to mind, we talk about it.
Nice.
So why did you decide to go from T4SA to E and Friends podcast? I'm just curious.
Because at first, Time for Some Action, like I stated earlier, it was with my husband, and it was another co-host.
Okay. And
she is no longer with us due to some personal reasons.
Okay.
So, we kind of revamped the network, and that's how we came to E and Friends.
Cool.
Nice. And what made you because I know a lot of people, they kind of focus on just their podcast or doing multiple shows. I know for Miss Free and I, we started out with Blaze Entertainment, and that was just kind of like our only thing that we were doing, and then we now have a companion podcast for our show called After the Blaze. And so then after that, we decided to kind of to start a network, which was trying because it's a lot of work. And so I wonder why did you decide to do a network as opposed to, in addition to your podcast?
Okay. Well, we decided to do the network for various reasons. First of all, I haven't really been into this. Like I said, my husband started this, and once I started seeing him do things, and I kind of learned the ropes of how it can go, and I saw how far we can go with this. And so with the network, We have 2 other podcasts on the network as well. And, I see the potential in it, and I know what it can do. And podcasting is just a voice. It gets your opinions out there. It doesn't matter. It gets it out there. So it's just a voice for everything. So this is the reason why we chose the network. It gives you a voice.
Nice.
And not only we do podcasting, I also do like media services. We have a creative media service company called Creative Jones Media LLC. And we do everything from websites, photography, video, just anything creative, we do it. And so, like with the podcasting, it definitely became my thing. Like I say, I haven't been interested in it up front just because I don't like to be in the forefront of everything. I kind of like to be in the background. But once I started doing it, I started loving it.
So do you have any influencers that, any podcast that you listen to that kind of influenced your direction of your upcoming show? I know for me and Kwame, our big influencers was The Read, and I don't know if you've heard of that before, heard of their podcast before, but they're one of our biggest, influencers. So do you have any influencers for your podcast?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. The first podcast that I came across, and I just came across them, I think it was on Castbox, because that's where we were originally, on Castbox. And I saw Between Us Girls. And I started listening to them. And, it was just a bunch of girls just having fun. They drink wine. They just talk a lot of shit. And I'm like, you know what? I really like that. It's cool. I love the direction that they're going in and what they're doing. And so I started listening to them. And then one day, I just became on Twitter. And I think it was Danielle. She was one that actually started I call it the Twitter game. And it just blew up from there. And I kind of just, took a different direction from when we was with Time for Some Action. Like I said, this thing just goes all over the place. It's unfiltered. So if you don't want to talk about certain things, you would have to let us know, because we talk about everything.
Nice. And it's funny you said Between Us Girls, because they're pod friends of ours. We had Michelle and Danielle on our one of our spotlight interviews, I believe in season two. And I believe that they won. Did they win
on there? I have actually been keeping up with you guys. Oh. And I love you guys as well.
Aw, thank you. Thanks. We just out here talking shit.
Yeah.
Doing it for the Black podcasters out there. And with that being said, one of the reasons why Miss Free and I initially we wanted to just kind of have a space for us to vent every week about our everyday struggles in life.
Yes.
Just as
we all need that.
Right. And
sometimes wine isn't enough.
Exactly. And so then it started turning into something that we started noticing, is that there wasn't at the time, other than the major Black podcasters like The Read, The Friend Zone, The Breakfast Club, and Melanin Millennials and things like that. There wasn't a lot of Black voices, enough Black voices in our opinion, to kind of talk about just everyday issues from their perspective. And so I'm wondering, how do you navigate talking about social justice issues and issues that relate to Black culture on your show?
Well, I have only been podcasting for about 3 months. So I have 8 episodes out. We'll be going back to the first episode once we start on this new platform. And I haven't really got into a lot of things that I see that other people go into, with, the politics and, the social and stuff like that. I'm kind of more of like everyday living. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I work a 9 to 5 as well. And, I come home, actually while I'm at the 9 to 5, I still do my business. And, so I kind of just talk about what's going on now, between me, my friends, just the stuff that's going on now.
And another question is that have you, as you start out, because you said you're fairly new, have been doing it for 3 months, what have you noticed in terms of podcasting struggles, and then also what have you noticed that you would tell your first episode self now that differently, things that you would do differently now?
Oh man, first episode self. Erica, you need to talk more. Get rid of some of that dead air. Just be yourself, just pretend that it's a conversation, because I really had struggled with that when I first started doing it. Because I consider myself a shy person. I think I'm an introvert. Some people may say otherwise. But, when it comes to having like a mic in front of me or just being recorded, I tend to get a little quiet, and like I said, this podcast is definitely a voice.
I definitely understand that, because I feel like it's easier to have two people podcast with you, because on my end, I'd be like, well, I don't have nothing much else to say. And then Kwame will pick up, from where I left off, and we kind of bounce off each other. So it creates a conversation. So hosting a show by yourself, I can see it being a lot more difficult.
It will. Yeah, it definitely will be hard. And so, that's why I said my friends, because I will have different people come on and, like you say, just have that conversation. I did listen to some podcasts where it's only one person, that kind of, tell their story or, things of that nature. And I'm like, really, can I really do that, Right. But the answer is yes, I could, but at this point, no, I'd rather have a partner.
Yeah.
Now, what is your target demographic? Like, who are you trying? Like, if you were to have an unlimited advertisement budget, and you wanted to, get a particular audience, what do you feel, or who do you feel is the right type of audience and the right type of people for your show?
Well, I would definitely say, probably some of everybody, because I don't want to try to, discriminate and leave certain people out, because at the end of the day, I am a businesswoman. And but now, as I started doing it and started seeing my people, my reviewers, they are actually, probably around the 30s, demographic ages of that, like around the 30s, just people that can kind of relate to what I'm going through in life. But definitely anybody can be a part of the show, or just listen, just to have that entertainment. Anybody.
Okay.
And then I guess one of my I always admire people who decide to kind of branch out besides just doing a podcast and going into doing or building a network. And I guess because that was a huge struggle for us in the beginning phases, because we didn't know if we were going to overly expand. And and then when we started, our intention with Pirate Media was just to have shows on the network that we produced only. So it turned into a situation where there was we were getting constant requests to join, people wanting to join the network, and we had to filter through, because obviously we want a certain type of podcast on our network. But at the same time, it was like overwhelming, because we didn't expect people to like listen to us in the first place. So we're like, oh, you listen, that's cool. So
and it turned out.
And so I guess my question is that what motivates you to keep it going? Like, why not just stay as a podcast, or why not just stay as a network? Why do you do both?
Or a media company.
And a media company. She balling out here. She a boss.
Well, definitely, exactly. I say I'm a businesswoman, and like I say, I work a 9 to 5. I'm trying to get out of that 9 to 5. And I have a family. I have 2 small kids, and I kind of want to leave on a legacy for them. I don't want them to do the same thing I did, and so when I started this podcast and I started seeing how big it could be, the potential it has, it makes me more hungrier, you know. And I even say that, like, I used to hear my husband say this all the time, and now I really understand what he means by being hungry. I love this podcasting thing. I really do.
And then regarding because I know I met you via the Black Podcasters United. Shout out to Black Podcasters United.
Yeah, shout out.
and actually through Danielle, because she kind of created this little kind of Black Podcasters tweeting group. Shout out to Black Pod, hashtag Black Pod. So we all we got.
Right, that's all we got. All we got is each other, and we got to stick together.
Seriously. And then but I've noticed that in that what is I guess, how do you navigate and set yourself apart from other Black podcasters to have an audience to say, oh, I listened to her because of this? What would you say would be your key reasons why somebody would listen to your show?
Well, I would say they would listen to my show, first of all, because I'm Model E, and if y'all gonna know, that's gonna be my motto. I always say that. It's your girl, Model E. And I'm a beautiful young Black woman.
Yes.
You know, I try to keep it real, try to keep it fun, keep things spiced up, and you know, just being me. You know, I've never really been a person that judges others. You know, if anything, you know, we can make fun of the situation and be a team.
Right on. And then Erica, where can people find your podcast network as well as your podcast?
Yes, we do have a website. It's www.GWUNNetwork.com. Also, of course, on Facebook at GWUN Podcast Network. Also on iTunes and Google Play. And also on Instagram at EandFriendsPod. And also you can, you know, find me personally on Instagram at Model E, and that's MODEL_E_. I like to say that one too. And of course on Twitter, I am at Erica Jones with the Z on the end.
Yes.
Perfect.
Well, Erica, thank you so much for being on the show. We really appreciate it. Thank you for taking. I know it's been a crazy scheduling with everything, so I appreciate your patience.
No problem. Thank you. It's just a pleasure.
Shout out to Marisol for making miracles with our schedules, man, because it's like herding kittens with us. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you guys are really doing your thing, and I like that. So keep doing it.
I appreciate that.
Much.
We try. We out here. We trying.
Yeah, you know.
Like I said, we all we got. So
yeah,
that's right. And Blazers, don't forget to definitely check out. You know, we always want to support, you know, Black businesses as well as Black brothers and sisters doing their thing up in the podcast world. So definitely check out Erica's network. You know, Pyro Media is out here. We doing things. We want to make sure that we are sharing the stage with other Black podcasters and melanins out there. You know, so definitely check them out. GWNNetwork.com. You can find Erica's network there, as well as all of the social media sites that she has said. It's a lie. I don't want to repeat.
Yes, all of them.
All of them. It's like, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share all of that. And Blazers, don't forget. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Erica.
No, I said find me. I'm there.
She out here.
Add her so she knows it's real.
That's right. And then don't forget, you guys can go ahead and check out this amazing spotlight interview at www.entertheblaze.com, where you can find all things Blaze Entertainment, and enter that blaze. Smoke it up. Drink it up. Chill out. But also don't forget to check out our mother network, PyroMediaNetwork.com, where you can find all of the next level podcasts and podcasters out there. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We want you guys to keep supporting us, as well as our podcast friends such as Erica, and definitely check her out. She's cool, she's pretty, she's gorgeous. She's doing her thing. She gets out here. She's out here working on 9 to 5 just like us. We're doing the thing. So go ahead and support and share that love. Thank you, Erica, for joining.
Right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Blazers, we are out. Miss Free and I are out.
Bye.
Bye.